was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah, relaxing. How about yours?
Took Caitlin to the doctor because she had fallen and hurt her wrist real bad and cut up the insides of her hands. She just wouldn't go, and she had surgery on that wrist already from a bike accident. She was like, I don't want to go back because if it's broken, I have to have surgery and it's going to put me out. And so it was still really swollen, and your thumb, and there's all that meat underneath your thumb.
Yes.
It was still extremely swollen all the way down into the bottom, and she's missing a lot of skin in her palm. And this is all from an accident where Stanley saw someone in the yard, took off into her legs. She fell. We go to the doctor, which she didn't want to do. And the doctor x-rays her, and he pulls up the x-ray. And you see this huge screw in her hand from her last surgery.
Oh, wow.
I mean, like a real screw. And he's like, well, he said, the good news is your wrist is not broken. So you do not need surgery. But apparently she's torn a bunch of muscles in that part of her hand. So it still hurts her real bad. She's not going to have surgery, but she's just dealing with that. And she's wearing this brace. She says, I look like a librarian with arthritis. It's one of those, I guess
bandage.
Well, I guess she had a librarian in Oklahoma that always wore one of these.
So that's probably why she associates it with that.
And so, we went to dinner this weekend, and she's like, I'm not wearing this. I'm not wearing this because it does not look cool. It does not look good. And so, but we did that, went to the doctor. It's fine.
It looks so painful.
Yeah, it stinks for her. But she's a champ. Her pain tolerance is extremely high. Me?
Mine's not. I'm hurting for her right now.
No, I mean, if it were me, I'd be off the air. I'd be in bed, both hands over my head, the whole thing. So that was part of the weekend. We also have been watching, we're 8 episodes in to the Kids Baking Championships on Cooking Channel.
Fun.
Well, they start with 12 kids. I don't think you can be over 12. And from the first episode, we pick a kid. We gamble on them, and then we
nice.
And then we follow them through the whole season. You just don't want your kid to be kicked off. And so we're doing not the season that's currently running, but the one that just finished a bit ago. And so I have this girl named Grayson from North Carolina. I think she's 11. And she has a kid named Avner from somewhere up, maybe South Carolina.
And you didn't cheat at all to see who won this thing?
No, because she was like, let's watch the show. And as soon as it starts, I'm trying to find a way to stay completely checked in and involved.
So you gamble
and
on
I'm like, let's pick a kid. We'll follow them all the way through, and then I don't want to know the spoiler.
Yeah.
But I think we're 8 episodes in, and both of our kids are still in the mix.
Are you starting to like the show, though? Like, it's pretty cool, right?
I just want to eat cupcakes and cake all the time. Like, they did this thing called, it's either like fake sandwiches, but they're desserts, where they make the desserts and it looks like a real meal, like a non-dessert meal.
Okay.
Like, they made like a Philly cheesesteak, but it's actually a big dessert, but it looks exactly like Philly cheesesteak.
That's cool.
Deceiving.
Yeah, but they made, the whole category was you have to make a dessert that looks like something that's not a dessert.
Nice.
They did that. But yeah, we're in. We're dialed in. No, that's not it. It's called Kids Baking Championships. It's on Cooking Channel. But yeah, she loves to cook, and so we find.
So you just randomly picked your person, or did you have anything to go off of, like
we did
any stats?
We started the season. We started the first episode, and as it was on, we said at any time you can declare your person because there's 12 kids running around.
Yeah.
And so halfway through, I went, okay, I have Grayson because she seemed pretty smart. And then she was like, okay, I'll take Avner. And so that was it. And so that's what we're doing. We're gambling on kids cookers.
How much money we got going on this?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
No game changers?
No game changers. Just something to keep us interested, you know.
Is this something y'all do on the side, or this is in the app we use?
No, it's not in the app.
It's not in DraftKings.
Amy.
Which, by the way, go to DraftKings, put in Bones. That's the code, right?
Yeah.
Bones. You love it. You can do some fantasy stuff. You can do some little gambling if your state allows it.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the news. Here we go.
Bobby's Big
Story.
A Kentucky middle school teacher tried to hire a hitman to kill his mom.
What?
Billy Reynolds, a teacher and school bus driver for West Carter Middle School, was arrested Thursday for allegedly offering someone $10,000 in the murder for hire plot. Wow. This is from news station WSAZ. State police say they received a tip on January 15th from someone who claimed they had been contacted by the 41-year-old Reynolds and given a retainer fee to kill his mom. It's unclear why Reynolds had wanted to kill his mom, who lives next door to him. Relatives also said they were stunned Thursday by the alleged scheme. The teacher had never previously been in trouble with the law. The superintendent said he's been suspended. Could you imagine him not being suspended?
Oh, they leave him around?
He goes to class today, and they're like, Mr. Reynolds, you try to kill your mom?
We're not talking about that today, kid.
Open to page 42, not talking about that. I wonder what the mom did.
I know. I'm thinking it must have been awful.
Or no,
Yeah,
not at
or
all. Or
nothing.
maybe he's nuts, but I'm wondering what his interpretation of what she did is.
Right. I know. Whatever it is in his head, you're right, is got to be awful. Or maybe it's just her simply living next door.
You mean she's had it? He's had it.
He's over it. He's like, gotta go.
Let's do another story here.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
So there were a few stocks that if you bought them at the right time, you made some good money because they were super cheap. Reddit all got together and said, let's all buy these stocks. Blew them up. AMC was one. GameStop was really the big one that's still happening. A Texas fifth grader who had 10 GameStop shares from his mom from 2 years ago cashed in big. His mom paid $6 a piece, so $60 total for all these shares. But the kids sold it Wednesday for $3,200.
Wow.
The mother-son duo were surprised to be caught in the middle of a stock surge, fueled by renegade traders on Reddit, and acted quick. Said my phone was going off because I have GameStop on my watch list, and sold them off, made some cash. I mean, 2 years ago they bought it for super cheap,
Yeah.
and now this kid has $3,200.
It's amazing.
He's keeping some of it. Some of it's going into savings. Some of it he's reinvesting into something called Roblox, which is gaming. Obviously, the kid loves video.
Yeah.
Roblox.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Roblox?
My kids play it.
What's that?
Roblox. What is it?
You don't know?
Yeah, no, I do. It's a game. It is cool because you can like connect up with my son will connect up with his friend in California, and they get on FaceTime and then they play each other. So you're in a room and you're battling it out. I don't know.
I'm not hating. I played about 4 hours of 2K this weekend.
Oh, that's a lot.
Played a lot of basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, and
good
you
for
sync
you.
up with your friends.
But I haven't in a while.
Oh.
Eddie and I haven't played together in a long
We
time.
haven't. Well, you moved on to the PS5, and I'm still trolling the
Yeah.
old gen.
Clear shots of a UFO spotted above a freeway on the outskirts of Los Angeles have surfaced.
Okay, clear shots.
They're pretty clear. I looked at them.
This is different.
Do you want to look at the picture here? We'll put it up too on our Twitter
it's not
at
very
Mr.
clear.
Bobby Bones. It is though if you zoom in a little bit.
What do you see in there when you zoom in?
Let me read you the story. There's a little alien guy looking out the window.
Hey guys.
We got another UFO sighting on our hands. This is from TMZ. They say this one stands alone as it offers some of the best clear shots that we've seen as far as UFOs go. An eyewitness shot these photos last Saturday while heading south on the 101 freeway just outside of Thousand Oaks. They tried to remake these pictures with Photoshop. They tried to get Photoshop experts on it, and they're like, no, these are real pictures.
Really?
Yeah. So all I think when this happens, I think it's probably some government test, right? That's always what I think. That's my go-to. That it is something, but my go-to is it's probably some sort of government. We have to practice them somewhere.
Yeah.
Or
It's really an alien.
yeah. What do you think, Amy?
Well, I mean, I automatically go back to the latest Unsolved Mystery show that's on Netflix, and there's a whole episode dedicated to these people in this town. They were all abducted by the aliens on the same night. That episode alone really got to me. That made me think, like, I wonder if this is real.
Just so our listeners know, they didn't know each other. These
No.
people didn't go up together. They didn't come down together. They never knew each other. They all, from 60, 70 miles away, had the exact same story and had never met.
Yeah, their experiences were very similar in what they saw and what happened to them. So that's where my brain goes, oh, yeah. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Mine goes into some sort of government test.
Oh.
But why would you fly over Los Angeles? That's like, okay, we're going to keep it secret. Let's go right over New York City.
That's where you
Right.
don't keep it
Wait,
secret.
what?
I know there's more remote places they could go than Thousand Oaks.
That's the news. Thank you.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Call us if you want. 877-77-Bobby. Here is Jordan Davis. Take it from me. 877-77-BOBBY. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us this morning. It is the Bobby Bones Show. it can actually keep your kids from having asthma. Okay?
Okay.
Young kids. I'll give you all three of those stories in the next block. Also, your calls, 877-77-BOBBY. Back in just a couple minutes. Thank you. chicken, salad, soup, and all that red meat sitting in your stomach, diabetes, strokes, Alzheimer's, infections, all that. So
Oh,
red meat is my favorite of all the meat colors, frankly.
Yeah.
But I don't eat much of it because it just feels like it just sits in me and camps out.
Really?
Like puts in, boom, puts the flag in. And
oh, I'm thankful I have zero desire for it. Like it's not a thing.
But don't you get hamburger cravings sometimes?
Oh yeah, hamburger, but is that different than a steak?
It's a
What's red meat?
Ugh, same thing. Okay, well,
You should never store your milk in the door of the fridge because the door is the warmest spot. And although that milk carton fits perfectly in the door, it should actually be stored in the lower shelf, like in the back, where that's absolutely the coldest. The door is for things like that aren't as sensitive to temperature.
condiments.
You know, and that's a debate too. Your ketchup, is it in the fridge or out? You.
I mean, I put it in the fridge because I don't go through it as quickly. But restaurants keep it out, so clearly it can be out.
Yeah.
But they go through it faster.
What do you mean?
Well, like at a restaurant, they probably don't have it sitting out there forever because tons of people sit down and they use it, and then it's getting replenished.
Another food story is if from a young age you have your kids eating salmon, mackerel, or sardines, it can have the risk of developing asthma. But then I think, what kid in their right mind would eat salmon, mackerel, or sardines
I don't even know what mackerel
if they're
is.
6 years old? Like, what kid wants to eat salmon?
My kids do.
At 5 or 6 years old, 4 years old?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you make for them.
Okay.
Put it on their tray, see what they eat. Did you not ever? I'm trying to think. I probably didn't. I was eating more like chicken nuggets.
Yeah, no kid's eating salmon if they got the choice of that and other things. All right, let's play Blake and Gwen, Happy Anywhere, Bobby Bone Show.
Bobby Bone.
Coming from the Bass Pro Shops and Cabela Studio on Music Row, it's the Bobby Bone Show. Something I want to get into in a second is Lunchbox did something over the weekend that he feels wasn't exactly wrong. I feel like if our listeners hear it, some of them might hold him accountable for I just kind of don't want to spoil it. And I don't want to call him out. I'd like for you guys to make up your mind if what he did was wrong over the
All right.
weekend. Okay? Do you know what he did with the UFC stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay. We'll do it next. You guys can be the judge when you're listening to this show. I have a feeling our listeners are not going to agree. Lunchbox thinks that everybody will relate to him and agree with him, right?
100%. They're going to be on my side.
I just feel like they're not, but I don't want to put you in a place before we get started with this segment. We'll do that coming up next. 877-77 Bobby. You're going to want it because Lunchbox and I were talking before the show, and you bought the UFC fights, right?
Yeah, UFC 257 was a little over a week ago, and I bought it. I paid the $70 or whatever, and a lot of people couldn't get it to load after they paid for it. So all last week, people were calling their cable company, and they were giving them their money back, no questions asked. So I watched the fights, and I saw everybody getting refunds, and I was like, well, heck, let me try to call up and get a refund. So on Friday, I called up, and I said, hey, you have UFC 257. I was having problems with my TV, and they said, oh, yeah, no problem. We'll give you a full refund. Boom! Got a full refund.
He didn't have any problems with it. You watched it totally perfect, right?
Yeah, I watched the Conor McGregor, watched it all, and I mean, everybody else was getting refunds, and it was trending on Twitter about all the problems they were having. And so I was like, why am I going to be left out of the refund? How are they going to know? Boom, refund.
So that's the issue that I had with it. He thinks no one will think he did wrong. I feel like they provided a service. They have to make their money because they spend money on either buying the rights to the pay-per-view or putting it on. And if something would have went wrong, I'd have said, yeah, absolutely. But nothing went wrong. And he still called and lied and got a refund. But because everybody else was doing it, he thinks it's okay. Amy?
No, it's not okay. I just feel like this is not hard to conclude that is not the fair and right thing. And then Lunchbox has a hard time sometimes picturing it when he's doing something like this to other people. But Lunchbox, what if that was you, and what if it was your business and someone was doing that to you? You wouldn't like it.
No, I wouldn't like it, but you need to have your business running smoothly. If you present a problem and you're offering refunds and you have no way of tracking, sorry, refund. I call that being smart.
The business did run smoothly to you.
For you, yes.
Okay.
If someone else got a bad burger, 4 McDonald's is away. You don't get to go back and go, I'll take a free burger too.
Right.
Because the burger you got was good.
Yeah.
I get the burger one because that's only one burger. This is a nationwide thing. It was trending on Twitter. It was having so many problems. So that tells me that I felt bad for those other people. So I was like, you know what? You're not going to get my money either. And so I got my money back.
What does your wife say when you do stuff like this?
She says, I don't think you should call. You watch the fight. And I said, yeah, but if everybody else is getting a refund, why would I not watch these fights and then get my money back? It just seems like a smart business move to me.
But it's her attraction.
What business are you running? You're not running a business. You keep saying business move.
Yeah, I just feel like her attraction to him, I don't know, for me speaking, it would go down. Like I wouldn't be attracted to that type of behavior at all.
What kind of behavior would you describe that as?
I don't know, skeezy? Is that a word?
Yeah, scummy.
Like slime
skeezy.
molly.
Yeah. Hey, our phone number is 877-77 Bobby. This is Josh in Virginia who agrees with Lunchbox. It's
wow.
unbelievable.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on. Josh in Virginia, you are on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
You're on, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, I just want to say I actually might not be the best thing, but I agree. I did the same thing. I ordered it. The first one I've ever ordered. And I was watching it with some friends, and it kept cutting in and out every about 5 minutes or so, and I had to reload it. It worked. However, the same thing, I saw people getting refunds, and I just shot a quick email to ESPN, and I got a refund, no questions asked.
I don't have a problem with you getting a refund.
Yours cut out.
The experience you paid for was not given to you. Lunchbox had no problems whatsoever, Josh. Do you think he should have got a refund?
I mean, I don't know, considering how expensive it was. But if the
But he had a good experience, and he paid for it willingly, and then he went back and changed his mind after he saw everybody else was getting money.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Josh. Come on, Josh.
I like Josh.
No.
All right, Josh, I appreciate
Wow.
that. Let me put Mark from Dallas, who's on right now. Hey, Mark, you're on the Bobby Bone Show. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
You're on the air, dude.
Hey, I was just going to say I thought it was horrible what he did, because what about all the people making a minimum wage salary that had to support that fight, and then he just basically took money out of their pocket?
What do you think about that, Lunchbox?
I don't even understand this point. I don't know what minimum wage person I took their job. I did or took money out of their pocket. The only pocket I took it out of was ESPN and Dana White for the UFC.
But do you think it's okay to steal from someone just because they have a little more?
Well, I don't
Are
consider.
you Robin Hood?
Yeah. Look at you.
I don't know who Robin Hood is, but
What?
I've
You're
never,
out of your mind.
Stop.
No,
it.
I promise you, I've never seen Robin Hood. The movies you guys always reference them.
But I mean, you've never heard of robbing the
somebody
rich
goes
to
around
pay
and
the poor?
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, that's what
But
he
he's
does.
not poor. That's my point.
All right.
Okay. He's robbing the rich to keep money.
I didn't
Okay.
rob anybody, guys.
he's not
they
even-
offered a refund. I didn't go and be like, "Hey, I'm the only one that demands a refund." Everybody wanted a refund.
Okay, so did you have to indicate in the email or message that you sent off that you had trouble with your...
No, I just called and said, "Hey, I was watching the UFC fights the other night, and it was a little bit like, kind of slow." Oh
So
yeah,
you
we'll give
verbally
But you
said
lied.
that.
You lied.
verbally, I thought maybe you sent an email. So with your mouth, you said you were experiencing trouble.
Look, I missed 5 minutes of the hype up. Like when it first starts, they have like 20 minutes of hype up, like where they do videos of showing the people training. I didn't see the first 5 minutes of that video because it didn't load properly.
Okay, now he's making up a story.
now it didn't
Okay.
load.
All right.
But
Well,
I
anyway,
didn't miss a fight, and I got my money back. So I watched the fights and got to watch it for free. That sounds like a great deal.
I'm done. You guys can go to Facebook and put up your messages there.
Should be a good time over there.
I did something on TikTok where I said, hey, if you've ever wanted to be on the radio show, here you go. Put it up here with my voice and play, right? That was it. It's my TikTok's Mr. Bobby Bones. You can do something called stitching something. And so I had thousands of artists that have been stitching their performances to me going, all right, this is your shot. Here you go. Let me hear you play. So here is the first one. I'm just going to play some of them this week. We'll end up picking one and bringing them up here to
Oh,
play.
fun. Okay.
This is Brittany Moore performing an original song called Jesus and Janice. Here's some of this.
I was raised in the first pew, but grew up on the back seat of the bus. A Sunday school wild child, the kind of one no preacher wants to trust. My mama tried to keep me in the choir, said I was bound for the brimstone and fire. Sometimes you gotta take the heat, sometimes you gotta run. With a Bible in one hand, vinyl in the other, Greyhound ticket to a Woodstock summer. Found my salvation with those rock and roll angels singing, I'll fly away, me and Bobby McGee, John 3:16 on a Mercedes. Won't forget where I'm from, but I love where I landed, yeah, somewhere.
All right, there you go. That's that clip of Brittany Moore. Think about that?
It's good.
That was good.
Pretty good. Here is a girl named Georgia who is still in high school. This is her performing a song. Here you go.
Summer nights and the way we kissed you, that I was done, didn't know I missed it. But when I heard her voice, I couldn't breathe. Tell your mom to stop calling me, no disrespect, she's the nicest lady. But she reminds me of you, and lately I've been holding myself up from falling. Just tell your mama to stop calling.
She sounds like Taylor Swift a little bit.
Yes.
She
Like-
really does.
Like the youth in her voice, like when Taylor was a kid.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm on TikTok, Mr. Bobby Bones. You can stitch up with that clip. And, I mean, Mike D and I watch them constantly.
Yeah, how many submissions do you get?
So many that there's no way. That right now, I'm not able to go through them all.
Wow.
And the people that like my comments of them posting on there, they get elevated. So I didn't expect there to be thousands and thousands of them.
That's cool.
It's a lot, huh?
That's a lot.
But good. Listen, if I can just provide a way for people to have a shot,
Yeah.
great. Love it. And TikTok's just another way to do that. Okay, let's play Luke Combs' Better Together. This is number one again for the second week in a row. Here you go.